So this is the universal sling. The design of the sling is divided leg. This means it has an aperture at the bottom of the sling that allows access for when transferring a person onto the toilet or commode. The sling is suitable for all transfers, including use when showering. The design of the sling does mean that it can't be left in situ. This is due to the seams of the sling. They will create a risk of pressure damage to the person's skin. It would also be uncomfortable for them because it does have loops on the back as well. The sling can be fitted in both lying and sitting. The material that the sling's made from is a low friction material, so it does make it easier when fitting in a sitting position and lying. The loops of the sling, they're pre-assessed by the prescriber. I'm now just going to show you the sling with a person in. So, as you can see, the divided leg feature of the sling, okay, and then also the aperture at the back. So these just provide some access for when toileting, okay. So that's the universal sling. So this is the toileting sling. The design of the toileting sling is to create access for a person to be transferred onto the toilet or the commode. There's two types of toileting sling. We have an arms out toileting sling, and then we have an arms in toilet sling. So if we look at the arms out toilet sling, this does have a shallower backrest that provides less support but more access. The arms out toilet sling can sometimes be identified by the padding that's on this part of the sling. Okay, and then the arms in toilet sling, as you can see, compared to that one, it does have a deeper backrest. This provides more support but less access. Okay, neither of the sling is meant to be left in situ, so should be removed after each transfer. And that's the toileting sling. So this is the arms in toileting sling. As you can see, this sling provides an increased level of support, but what this can mean is that it reduces the access that the handler has to the person when providing clothing adjustment going on and off the toilet. This can lead to, when coming back off the toilet, meaning that you will have to hoist your personal service user onto the bed to readjust clothing. Okay, and then looking around at the front of the sling's been fitted in a generic way, leg loops across and support belt in place. Okay, and that's the arms in toileting sling. So this is the arms out toileting sling. As you can see on this toileting sling, it does have a shallower back that increases the access underneath the toileting sling when the person is being transferred onto the toilet or commode. Around at the front of the sling, it's been fitted in quite a standard method. The leg loops have crossed and looped up. It also has the support belt securely fastened around the person. And that's the toileting sling arms out. So this is the in-situ sling. The design of the in-situ sling means that it can be left underneath a person while out in a seated position. The sling does have invisible seams so that when the person is sitting on the sling, it reduces risk of tissue damage or damage to the person's skin. The sling can only be fitted though in a lying position and removed in a lying position. It doesn't have toileting access neither, so this can also lead to an increase in transfers if the person wants to be transferred out onto the toilet or commode. Okay, the sling is good for people who are transferred into a moulded seating or a seating that has reduced access. Also, if the person cannot tolerate handling when having another sling fitted, this one would be good for that also. The loops for the sling are pre-assessed by the prescriber, and that's the in-situ sling. So this is the in-situ sling fitted. As you can see, the sling has invisible seams that enable it to be left in situ underneath the person. The sling also has reduced access. This does not enable the sling to be used for toileting transfers. If the person using this sling was wanting to be transferred onto the toilet or the commode, this would mean a transfer back onto bed. They could then have a universal sling fitted or a toileting sling fitted. They could then be transferred onto the commode or toilet. But after using the toilet and commode, they would come back onto bed, have that sling removed, and have this one fitted again. So it does increase the amount of transfers required if this sling is used. Okay. And that is the in situ sling.